In a case spanning over a decade and a half, three brothers from northern England have been sentenced to lengthy prison terms for the horrific abuse of girls as young as 6. The crimes, which took place between 1996 and 2012 across the towns of Barrow and Leeds, came to light after a meticulous investigation that unravelled a web of manipulation and violence. Shahar Amran Maya, now 49 and living on Bismarck Street in Leeds, along with his 38-year-old brother Shahar Joman Maya of Rowland Terrace in the same city, both received life sentences following their conviction at Preston Crown Court in October. Each must serve at least 22 years before any possibility of parole. Their sibling, 47-year-old Shahar Alman Maya from Warmsworth Road in Doncaster, was handed an extended sentence totaling 14 years, with a minimum of 10 years to be spent behind bars. Together, the trio had faced 62 charges, all of which they denied, but the evidence presented during the trial left no doubt of their guilt. The court proceedings revealed a chilling pattern of exploitation. The brothers lured their young victims with gifts, plying them with alcohol and cigarettes to lower their defences, while issuing threats of physical harm to ensure their silence. These vulnerable girls, some barely out of infancy, were subjected to years of torment, their innocence stripped away by men who viewed them as objects for their own gratification. Presiding over the case, Judge Unsworth delivered a scathing assessment of the brothers' character, labelling them a very high risk to society due to their predatory and pedophilic behaviour. "You robbed these girls of their childhood," he told them, his voice underscoring the gravity of their actions. "To you, they were nothing more than tools to be exploited at your whim, treated with complete disdain." Throughout the trial, prosecutors painted a picture of the brothers as a tightly knit unit, dubbed Team Maya, for their unwavering loyalty to one another. They stood united in their refusal to admit wrongdoing, each supporting the other's false accounts and working to undermine the credibility of those brave enough to testify against them. Judge Unsworth noted this dynamic in his sentencing remarks, observing how their awareness of each other's depravity only strengthened their bond. "You knew of one another's tendencies and actions at various points," he said, "and the ties between you remain unyielding." Beyond their prison terms, the judge imposed lifelong registration as sex offenders, strict sexual harm prevention orders, and a permanent ban on any contact with their victims, measures intended to shield the public from their influence long after their release. The road to justice was neither short nor simple, as Detective Chief Inspector John Graham Cumming of Cumbria Police explained after the sentencing. He described the investigation as a prolonged and intricate effort, one that required collaboration with law enforcement agencies across multiple regions. These men targeted young girls, exploiting their vulnerability and using intimidation to keep them quiet, he said, reflecting on the calculated nature of the crimes. The detective reserved special praise for those who came forward, acknowledging the immense bravery it took to relive their trauma in court. "The victims and witnesses have shown extraordinary strength throughout this ordeal," he added, a testament to their resilience in the face of such adversity. For the communities of Barrow and Leeds, where the abuse cast a long shadow, the sentencing offers a measure of closure. The brothers' actions left scars that may never fully heal, but their confinement signals a hard-won victory against a reign of terror that spanned years. As the legal process concludes, the focus shifts to supporting those affected, while the police and courts reaffirm their commitment to rooting out such predators. The legacy of this case lies not only in the punishment meted out, but in the courage of those who refuse to let the truth stay buried.